What it do, friends? Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Danette with What It Do DG, and I talk about travel and nomadic lifestyle. If that's something that interests you, stay tuned. Today, I'm going to share an interview that I was fortunate to have with two new friends, but on the book Honest. And I was able to speak to one of the authors of this book. It was a really good book. I ended up reading it and finished it minus a couple of pages before we did this interview in less than 48 hours. I received it on a Wednesday. We did this on a Friday early afternoon, and I was authentically into this book. So I'm just jump right in so you can learn more, and I hope you enjoy it. All right.
Okay, so we are here today to do a book review of Honest by D. Copeland and T. Holloway, and we have the author, D. Copeland here.
Hey, y'all.
And we're actually on IG Live with,
What It Do DG.
and how will they find you on the IG if they don't know you?
So on IG you can find me on what.it.dodg.com on Instagram.
I don't think Instagram is the .com.
I don't think that's how it works, but
Bless her
y'all
soul.
get the point. Y'all get
I'm
the
going to
point.
put it down in the description.
So it's What It Do DG, and then there's a dot in between each one.
Bam.
Sounds better.
Yeah, we got that.
it simple.
Where can they find you?
Find me at honest_combos78 on IG.
How do you spell combos?
CONVOS.
Okay, just for the people
Abbreviated
that,
for conversations.
just for the people that don't know, and I am BRASE Nomad. That's BRASE. B is for brave. R is for outrageous. Yeah, not outrageous, just courageous. Adventure, service, and education. Find me at IG and YouTube. Please follow this video. Well, you already watching the video. Thank you. Like
Thank you.
and share. So we got a little mukbang going on with Cafe Du Monde. My first time having it in New
That's
Orleans.
I really enjoy
Yes.
Cafe Du Monde, but I can't eat it because I got on a black top. I'm going to have powder everywhere.
I have been looking for beignets since I got back in the city. I was here a few weeks ago, and I came down the other day and the line was around the corner. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get in that line. I figured it would take forever, but we got in,
We did.
and it didn't take us, what, 10 minutes?
Not even.
So, yeah, so Cafe Du Monde in the French Quarter. Go visit. They got their shit together.
All right, so now we're going to get yeah, those people just walk by here. We're outside in the French Quarter. The water is behind us, but the sun did not show up. That sun is not sunning today.
Decided not to come out and play today.
So we're going to start this book review with the author. We're going to do some questions and answers. And my first question for the author is, what motivated you to write this book?
Damn, we just jumped right in.
Just jump right in.
jump right
It's a
in.
tight 30.
Well. What had happened is my co-author and I, we were just having discussions about relationships and how relationships nowadays are so trash. Everything is more a situationship. Nobody wants to be committed. Nobody wants to be invested. I'm just trying to hit it and quit it and string you along for a little while. So, however, he believes, my co-author's a male, he believes that men are the way that they are because of the way that women treat them. And he thinks that we hold no accountability. So I said, okay, you know what? We're going to write this book, and it's from a male perspective with just a little bit of a woman's touch.
Okay.
I definitely got that. How is it that, I guess from the male perspective, do they feel like, or does he feel like we don't have accountability for what happens in relationships?
Because you know how we as women, we quick to say, well, men are dogs, they don't want relationships, they don't know how to love, they don't understand. And at first I didn't get it. I had to sit down and think about it. If you think about it from a standpoint of us going all the way back to elementary school, as women, we've always been choosing. We had our little boyfriend at the kindergarten table. Men, they can walk up to the three of us and be like, okay, I like Miss Thompson here. However, Miss Thompson don't choose him, then the game goes nowhere, right?
Right.
So that's how he feels like we take no accountability. Like we string men along as women. basically like okay, yeah, I'm gonna let him buy me dinner, I'm gonna let him take me out, but at the same time I'm trying to see what I can get from him. So in the book, the character Honest starts out trying to be the nice guy. I want to, wine and dine. I want to be that good husband, that good man. But because I've been dogged out by so many women, and even though he was a dog himself, but I try to be this good guy. And based on my relationships with women and my experiences with women, this is the guy that I've become as a result. And I was like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I completely disagree with that. Because, I mean, in the event that you walk up and there's a group of girls like us who walk up to a group of guys, they have the same choices that we have.
Exactly. Because just because I like you doesn't mean you're going to like me back.
We're going to go to chapter 7. Chapter 7 that begins on page 26 for people who are following along. Chapter 7, page 26.
The woman of my dreams.
The woman of my dreams, when he was a short order cook.
Angel.
Okay. In this chapter, nowhere does he illustrate, show, or delineate that she is the woman of any of his dreams. It seemed more like of a fantasy of what could have been opposed to what actually was.
But in relationships, that's basically what we do. We fall in love with potential and not fall in love with who a person really is.
Right.
Because if you read the book, some of the stuff that they did, he did, she did, the red flags were already there. So we don't fall in love with who a person actually is. So that's why she's the woman of my dreams, because she's beautiful. She's everything I wanted. She held me down when I had no lights, no water. Yeah, she
But
was
this
there.
was all before that.
But
so we got to go in chronological order.
No,
This was
because
before we
listen,
did all that.
but listen, but
he just did not see. He did not
all
see.
the red flags were there.
They were there.
No,
I
what
saw
I'm saying
it.
is she was the woman of his dreams before any of that happened.
But what I'm saying is we fall in love with a person. Men are visual creatures. So when she walked in the door of Waffle House, oh my God, I'm in love. This is the woman of my dreams.
Pause. Because nobody ever said in this book that he was the gun-toting chef at Waffle House.
Listen, he's shooting folks over these scrambled eggs with cheese.
Yes, nobody
No,
ever said that in
no.
this. So are you telling me
That wasn't him. That wasn't him.
this is a drop? We dropping tidbits that's not in the book. So you telling me his first job was at the Waffle House? So he can make them eggs.
I had to learn how to scramble these eggs with cheese. So when I took Angel to the house, I can impress her with my cooking skills.
You heard that here.
I can impress her
You
with
heard
these
that
skills.
here.
I'm Chef Curry with these pots.
Okay. Do you have a question?
So I'm gonna piggyback off the red flags that you didn't see.
Because you didn't catch those red flags,
Because
but they were there.
I'm gonna drop one, and it was when she was constantly going to see her family all the time, but she would never take
You
him.
never met the family.
He never met her
You
family.
never met the family.
That was a red flag for who though?
It should have been a red
It should
flag
have
for
been.
him.
That's the red flag for
Because
anybody.
if we're invested and I'm taking you around my mom, my dad, I don't take everybody
Yeah.
home. You can't meet my kids. Listen, you only gonna know me until I know that you're worth my
Exactly.
Can we pause?
And he would never. She would
She
never take
never.
him home.
Can we pause?
We
In
can
the
pause.
words of C Nice, I'm just gonna show up.
time.
Cause I'm your man.
I-
I'm just gonna show
But
up.
he never showed up. I never just popped up randomly.
So who is the guilty party?
I never-
Because if
listen.
you was my man, if I'm there, you can be there, right?
That's the way it's supposed
Because
to
if
be.
my man there, I can be there, right?
That's the way
So
it's
And
supposed
now
to
I'm
be.
not red flagging.
Asked, why didn't he be like?
I'm not red flagging sis.
I'm coming through.
I'm not red flagging Angel. I'm not red flagging sis. Because
No. We didn't say
he
we was
could've
red
just
flagging Angel. We
showed
red
up.
flagging the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it was red
behavior?
flags on both sides.
Oh, okay.
There was red flags on both sides.
And these two negatives cancel out to a positive. So
In
that
math,
part,
sometimes they do.
that part.
That's not how they work.
That's exactly
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
It doesn't work like that.
Not in a relationship.
Listen, you got to understand, this is a whole man with some boobs
Yeah.
over here. She is for this bullshit. She really is.
So my next question, since it's my turn, is in the book, Honest went from being a short order cook at the Waffle House
I hate her so much. I already know where she going with this.
to being an assistant to a car washer at a detail shop.
I do remember that.
So he never really elevated in the book, but he had very high standards and expectations.
And he went to college.
And he went to college.
But don't
So hold
most
on, let me
men
finish
have-
my question. Let me
Oh,
finish
go
my
ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
So how much loyalty, dedication, and planning for the future can a good sis like Angel
I don't know if
or,
Angel was
or
a good sis
Angelise
now.
or
I don't know.
anybody give to a brother who went from a short order cook at the Waffle House to assistant car washer? How much dedication and loyalty can you give a brother?
Listen, not that much. Only as much as he given, which wasn't much.
Period.
No.
Yeah,
Was
only
he
as much as he
failing in
given.
college?
He
Listen.
never did graduate.
I
He
know.
never wanted to
I
Listen.
remember you said that one year everybody failed.
Everybody failed.
Well, who
Because,
all came back?
But out of all these 4 years, he went on and got
Is
his
that what y'all
bachelor's.
got? Y'all got stuck on this here. Did I finish college?
Because you was an assistant to the car. My car wash guy, my detail guy didn't got an assistant.
He's
I
not-
be out there assisting him. He's like, can you get me another rag?
My question
Don't worry,
is,
It's funny that you say that.
How are
Me
you
too.
entertaining
Me too.
all these women and you are washing cars?
No, he did not wash cars.
He
He
just
ran
answered the phone
errands.
He
and
ran
Yeah.
errands.
for the car wash
But
guy.
how much money is that making for him to entertain all these women? Because he had his girlfriend, plus he had at least 2 side pieces, and then whoever he was heavily flirting with.
But
So
you
how
got-
much dedication could sis
listen,
get?
But there was no dedication because you got to understand, good D will get you in the door. I ain't never got to take you nowhere. I ain't got to buy you anything. But when I show up to drop off this good D, she gonna let me in.
Yeah.
She gonna let me in.
So then I'm gonna piggyback that off of that. So my question was, so when a man works at the car wash as a car washer's assistant, don't have any water and good dirty penis,
Maybe
right?
he ran through the car wash.
Do you owe him loyalty when you pay half the rent? Because I feel like if I pay half the rent, then we roommates.
That may be how she felt at the time.
might
I mean,
be how
we
she
don't know.
felt.
We don't know. That may be how this character felt.
So while the character honest felt like Angel owed him an explanation, I felt like he owed Angel an explanation.
He owed her a lot of
He owed her.
explanations.
He owed a lot of people a lot of
I
things.
don't owe you an explanation.
Yeah, he
you
owed a
got
lot of
what
people
you're.
a lot of things.
He got what his hand caught for. Trash. You got trash.
Listen,
Now, what it do? DG, your question?
it sounds like she don't like Honest very much.
I love
She
honest.
does.
She does not like.
I
the
love
character.
Honest.
And I did
But-
not, I personally, I did not hate him, but I was not in love with him. But I see him in so many people
And so
from
many
my
men
past.
that I have been in situationships with.
Situationships
Yeah,
with.
that's
You know what I'm saying?
95% of
Because
men.
even I was telling you earlier, no, but I was telling her earlier that, you know, I know people who have, well, men who have said they've had a similar backstory. They had that one first big heartbreak.
And it ruins
And
them
then
for
it
life.
ruins them for the rest of their life. But
Yes.
even in the book, it was mentioned men go through one big heartbreak, and it's
They done.
like they're done. They
Trash.
become this
trash.
full of shit type of dude. But women, we go through several.
Several heartbreaks.
I go
again
through
and again and
menstruation
again.
every 28 days. I push your big head baby out my vagina. I don't get paid as much as you. I go through all this heartbreak and distress,
But we just deal with it and move it
but I
forward.
still
We
ain't
do.
trash.
We do.
You
And-
get
well,
hurt
not
one
only,
time and
not
now
only
you
are
trash.
you not trash, as women, we willing to give love a chance
say I
over and
wasn't
over and over
trash.
again. She definitely didn't say she wasn't trash. I'm a co-sign that one. I'm a co-sign it. But however, as women, we're willing to try again. We're willing to put our hearts on the line and be like, okay, I'm gonna love who loves me. I'm gonna engage with who engages with me. I'm gonna give him a chance, even though I don't know
Are
him
we
from
not
a.
the same?
Okay. So after we had Zane, the whole thing of Zane, we had Zane at the Zane at the Zane at the Zane at the Zane. If
You
y'all
want me
know,
to be like Zane?
no, if y'all don't know the author Zane, go follow up on her. And then the YT had Shades of Grey.
They did. They did.
So my question to you is, why I felt like the sex scenes in this book started, finished, but there was no middle.
So you want me to be more aggressive?
I don't want you to
in
be
the
more.
sex
I just want to
scenes?
know,
You
were
want
y'all
more detail?
were
Well,
y'all
because this-
purposefully vague? I'm asking, or was it not intentional?
It was definitely vague on purpose. I think when you're writing a book, especially this is our first book, when you're writing a book, even though the book is not about you and you've created it around these characters and these real life experiences, you don't want to overshare. You don't, because, and somebody said it best in a podcast that my co-author did yesterday when he was like, my co-author is a woman, but it's from a male perspective. What was said was, I'm sure she put tiny bits and pieces of herself into this book. You can't be in a situationship, relationship. You can't write a book without sharing pieces of yourself. So even when you're doing that, you don't want to expose yourself. You don't want to be that vulnerable that your people can see inside. And so, yeah, it was definitely vague on purpose. It was definitely vague.
And also, it's not supposed to be mom porn.
Exactly.
It was supposed to be
Why not?
kind of. I saw it more
Sex
as
sells.
an explanation of why a lot of men are the way that they are.
As
I'm,
opposed to being
I'm talking
soft porn.
specifically
Exactly.
though about the sex scenes. Because if you're not gonna have a sex scene, then don't have a sex scene.
She wanted.
But
the
see,
authors
Just
to
be
go all
like,
out.
we had sex.
And the
Period.
way that I am, I would have flipped the page because I'd have been like, I didn't come here.
Yeah,
for
I didn't
that.
come in for that.
Then you would have had that
these details
option
definitely
to
draw me in.
skip to
I
page
like-
99, but I was there for the sex scene.
Even when I'm watching
I was
TV,
there for it.
I enjoy the innuendo of
Yes.
it, but not necessarily. I don't need to get deep down and
No,
dirty.
no.
You know what
Well,
I'm
that was
saying?
that was my.
Give me Grey's Anatomy type sex scene.
Well, that's why I said, was it vague on purpose? Because
Yeah.
you could have just said we had sex,
No,
period. But you gave us a little.
Yeah, it was
Risque.
almost like a teaser, like you said, just teaser risque. We didn't want to go like vanilla. It wasn't vanilla sex, but at the same time, it wasn't Zane. It definitely was not meant to be soft porn.
Okay. Do you have a question, or you want me to go with my next question?
Go ahead.
So you used the word vulnerability in this last statement. You talked about how y'all were trying to be vulnerable.
No. I said we were trying not to be.
Okay, because that really came across in this book. The book was named Honest, so I thought there was going to be some honesty, but I felt like the main character, Honest, was not vulnerable. I felt like he was not honest. I felt like he literally told the story from the shell that he's in, continued to be in, and did not allow himself to remove himself from the shell that he's in.
But isn't that most men though?
But then the book is not honest.
But no, the book
It is as honest as you can be.
And that
From a
should be
male
the name.
standpoint.
The name of it should be As Honest as I Can Be.
That's not
I
how it
absolutely
works.
no, and I absolutely agree with that because it's not a tell all. It's not an autobiography.
I
I'm
didn't
not
want you
gonna
to
give
tell all, but
my
I wanted you to
secrets.
tell it to me honestly.
And it is. It's very
But
honest.
it's
It's
from
very
his-
No,
honest.
it's as
his-
honest as he can be.
It's-
From
yeah,
his
exactly. From
standpoint,
his
it's
perspective.
very vulnerable because you can think about it.
Is
Even
it vulnerable?
For a man to
He
be
thought he
that
was a
vulnerable,
good man.
think about
that's a lot.
if you think about 100 men, just in your mind, imagine 100 men.
But I've only ever been with 3 in my life.
Intake. Just cut right now. Anyhow, I'm gonna just hop right over that hurdle she
So
just
are
threw
we
at me.
supposed to be talking about honest?
Listen,
We're
we're supposed to be talking about honest, so I'm gonna jump
think of
I'm gonna jump over that because, like I said,
I'm gonna get the rest of
she
the
said I'm gonna end this vignette off of that one. I'm jumping completely over that. But it's
We're
not.
being honest as I can be.
It's not about the author.
See how it feels so unauthentic when somebody is as honest as they can be? Because that's as honest as
No,
I can
no, no.
be.
No, I don't know about that. I ain't gonna agree with that one.
This is honest as
I met you 5 minutes ago, and I swear you've been very honest.
Listen,
So
as I can be.
as she can be, as
See?
she can be. But it's not about the authors being honest about what's going on in my personal life or his personal life. This
It's
is
not about the it's about the honest character.
exactly. It's about this character. And basically, what we were trying to do is show you from a male perspective. This is how men think. This is how men behave. These are the scenarios and the situations leading from. What did he start in middle school?
And we still have about 10 minutes to go, but I want Miss Copeland to tell us where can this book be purchased.
This
Yes.
book can be purchased at www.livingorbestdreams.com. We're also on Amazon. Please like, share, subscribe to my friend's YouTube
Brace
page.
Nomad.
Brace Nomad. Subscribe. What's yours?
what it do, DG?
Please follow the both of them because I appreciate this opportunity to be on their page. However, if you read the book, leave us a review on Amazon. I don't care if it's good, bad, or ugly. We want honest reviews. If you didn't like it, tell us that. I'm okay with that. But what we want you to do is just share your experience, share your thoughts.
Okay.
Amazon.com or www.livingorbestdreams.com.
Okay.
So, I guess from you as the author of the book, is there anything that you'd like to say or your perspective of everything?
From my perspective, like I said, for me, it was an interesting take on how men go into relationships. Because for me, like I said, I was married for a very, very long time, and just trying to get out there again and date men and understanding that, okay, this is their mindset, this is how they think, it was definitely an eye-opener for me. Because, you know, as women, like I said, when we choose somebody, we're vibing, we think the connection is good, and we're like, okay, I like him, I'm feeling these warm and fuzzy butterflies. But from the men, he like, oh, no, I'm just over here visiting, we trying to Netflix and chill. We just friends, we just kicking it. So it was definitely eye-opening for me to see and be vulnerable, if you will, as this man is sharing thoughts and basically giving me the game on how men think. And of course, he's not going to share all the secrets, but it's just one of those things like, okay, this is what, or this is how men behave as a result of our life experiences.
Okay. Now, which one of the characters had the daughter?
Sheila.
Now, throughout the whole book, I thought you were Sheila.
No,
I'm not going to reveal your character, but I thought you were Sheila.
Yeah.
And because I know you personally and I know your personality,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you and Sheila had a lot of the same traits.
Mm-hmm.
But however, you're not Sheila. So
No.
would you say he has a type that is toxic that he is continuously attracted
But he
to?
said that.
He does. He likes toxic.
He loves toxic.
One of the titles
Because
is toxic
toxic
is
doesn't
attractive.
last.
No, it doesn't. Because I can go over here and I
You've been
can
with these women for years. So
yeah.
clearly it doesn't.
I toxic is number one. It's attractive. Number two, we have this fire ass connection. I can come up and just pop up whenever I'm in town, whenever I'm available. I can ghost you for 6 months and show back up, and we still gonna be good.
Okay, so with that being said, and because I know you personally, don't take this the wrong way. So do you think that maybe you are the problem because you are the toxic person in the relationship and he's just an innocent bystander?
For my character,
No. I'm just saying for toxic women in general because there was several different toxic women.
I
involved.
think as people, men and women, we all have certain toxic traits. So we bring our own toxicity to the table because we all come with baggage. Not one of us has been in a relationship where we didn't drag something from a prior relationship into, okay, I was in this relationship 2 years ago. I didn't like this, and this, so I'm gonna get rid of that and bring it to my new relationship. But what we don't understand and what we fail to realize is that those experiences kind of shape who we are. So yeah, I have no problem admitting that I'm a little bit of a toxic person. I am, but I'm very honest about who the fuck I am. I don't try to I don't sugarcoat. No. In my personal life, which I thought we wasn't gonna get real.
We're not
personal.
talking about person. We're talking about
Did you
Java.
No,
We're
no,
talking about
She
Angelique.
Did she not just ask me?
She did.
I'm talking about Angelique.
How you-
Because I said I thought you was Sheila, but you are not.
But she also just said I'm not gonna reveal her character.
I'm not, but hold on. But you didn't answer the question. Do you believe? The question, because you asked it. See, that's what happens. See, because these toxic women
These toxic women.
don't answer the question. They're going to do what they're going to do. The
No.
question was,
She keeps changing the question.
no, the question was because several or not all of the women in this book was toxic.
Most of them were.
Is there not an argument that Honest was an innocent bystander?
He was not. He's
That
toxic.
was the
He is-
original
no.
Has his
question.
own toxicity.
I was gonna say he's toxic in his own right.
I didn't
And-
see it.
No,
The fact that he doesn't actually want a relationship and he's dating all these women
That
who he
want
knows,
relationships.
that's toxic in itself.
And the fact that, and I'm gonna answer your question because as a woman, as women we say we want relationships, maybe I'm toxic in the fact that my character not me in real life. Maybe I'm toxic in the fact that I say I want this relationship, but do I really? Do I really? Because it clearly said he had his shit going on, she had her shit going on. So do I really want a relationship, or are we both bringing our toxic traits to this situation? Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. Which brings me to my next question.
Got me over here licking my fingers.
So my next
Like a
question is
5-year-old.
this. We're going to talk about relationships. Sheila.
Oh,
She
shit.
had,
Okay.
where him and Sheila never had an official relationship.
We never gonna get a title because it's a toxic relationship.
But then Angel had a title.
Angel had a title.
And Angel was the
Angelise-
only one with a title.
Yeah, Angelique had a situationship that
Okay.
was on and off, right?
But
But
it worked because they both did their own shit.
can I get to the question?
Yeah, I was gonna say go ahead.
Can I get to because this is aggressive authors. Make sure y'all read these books. These authors are aggressive.
Not so much. Not
So-
even.
My question is a relationship not the parameters in which you create the relationship in?
You're gonna have to go more into detail.
So I'm asking, if I enter into a situationship, is that not the parameters or definition or boundaries of our relationship? So this is what our relationship is. I feel like
Oh,
people
absolutely.
say relationship and think about the Huxtables.
No.
Yes,
That's not what this
but I think where
relationship
the
is.
problem
This
comes
relationship
in-
is this.
But
I think where the problem comes in is that it is not always discussed and
right,
understood.
it's not up front.
until
It's not up front.
someone, and usually the lady,
Says what are we
expresses,
doing?
What is
What
going
are
on
we?
here? What are we doing? You know, you come and go as you please, but I really want something with you, and
Right.
that's when it is finally expressed that
We just kicking it.
But
to answer your question, for me, my character, my whatever, for me it's like, okay, if I know what I'm going into, off rip, you gonna do you, I'm gonna do you gonna do you, I'm gonna do me. But when we're together, then yeah, that's a situationship that I created that I'm comfortable with, that I'm okay with.
Right.
However, if you telling me, hey, I want a relationship, and I say, yo, me too, and then I find out that you got 11 other women, that's not an honest situation, and therefore, no, I'm not going to be okay with that.
However, you say this, but then the character Angelise was upset that Honest slang penis on somebody else the day before your outing.
Because we had an agreement. Because in the book they had an agreement. We had an agreement.
But people are allowed to change their mind.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
So I feel like I want to say this again because on and on and on and on in this conversation, you have painted Honest as the innocent bystander.
No, I did not. He's
Because you say y'all have a
in his own
situationship,
right.
but then you're upset because he's slinging the penis with somebody else on his off time.
Listen,
But
let me
most
tell you
times
why
he
was it.
didn't-
But
he
I was going to
didn't say that.
No, why was Angelise upset? She was upset because she turned down good dick.
That was her personal decision.
No. But
you
if-
could not make Honest responsible for a decision that you made personally.
This is true. However, if Honest and Angelise had a pact or an agreement saying, okay, you can fuck who you want, but fuck them Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, not Friday before we leave.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, yeah, Angelise could have fucked old boy.
She had that option.
She did have that option. She could have.
Yeah.
However, being true to who she was in that character in that moment, she's like, okay, I'm not gonna be.
But he was only being Honest, was only being true to who he was in that moment. So the fact that you were being true to who you were in that moment, then the fault lies nowhere.
Which is why we probably made up.
And that was my
Spoiler
final
alert.
question. That was my
Probably
final
made up.
Because when I told y'all I had 12 questions on this paper, my final question was, why in the book did y'all mention that Angelise with 2 S's for no reason
Listen, we wanted to be fancy.
was staying at a hotel on this road trip, in parentheses, but then don't mention what happened at the hotel if y'all made up or didn't. What was the purpose?
The thing is, Angelise knows exactly who Honest is. She knows this man in and out, frontwards and backwards. She knows exactly who the fuck she's dealing with. So what makes you think they did not make up? You would be crazy to think they didn't make up.
Because in my spirit, in the Angelise spirit, I really thought she dropped him off at a rest stop at a Subway. That he got out to get a sandwich at the rest stop at the Subway and she pulled off.
What's your alter ego's name?
I don't have one.
Georgia. We're going to call her Georgia. That's some shit Georgia would do. That's some shit Georgia would do. And if you know Georgia, that sounds like a real life situation.
All right, so audience, I would like to thank you for tuning in for this episode because you know the E stands for education, the S stands for service, and the A stands for adventure. But however, this right here is some reality for that R. And remember to be brave, stand out on the limb, and do whatever your heart desires. You know, make your dreams come true. As Miss Copeland did, she went out on that branch and made it reality, took an adventure, did a good service to us. And now we are educated on what an honest as you can be man is like. Thank you. See you next week. Girl, my ass is dead.
These Megan Thee Stallion knees is not working no more.
Girl, it's the glutes of my
Stallion knees trying to hold his leg. Listen, can one of y'all
the
pick me up?
lesson here is that next time everybody needs to bring tripod
LA.
so we can sit on top of
But
it.
I want to give a shout out to this custom made shirt. It was made by Mimi Creations. You can follow her on Facebook.
Why you didn't give me one? Because I love it.
It was gifted to the channel.
Then you should just buy me one.
Okay. Mimi Creations. She's on Facebook and IG. Thank you for this shirt. I really appreciate it. It fits nice. The material is really soft. I've washed it twice. The
I feel like she's
decal
feeling herself over here.
have not moved or anything.
Like,
You
I
see,
feel like I need
it
to, like,
fits
yeah,
the girls.
You need some time to yourself.
Yeah, I just
And I
Mimi
really want to ask
Creations.
for it now.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you
Can we get a napkin?
supporting the channel.
So,
How can you hold me? Because we have guests walking by. We don't let the audience get settled.
Look at the water,
Audience,
guys. Look at the
settle
flying
down.
fish.
Get your feet, settle down. Yeah, we're doing this in front of a large studio audience.
I love it.
Okay.
Earlier,
Hold on. Studio audience, please have a seat. Please find your seat. Find your seat. Studio audience. Studio audience, please be quiet and find your seat. Do not get out the exit row until the lights have gone off. Keep your seatbelts on. Thank you. Okay, now that the studio audience has taken a seat, continue. Because I lost my list. I had a list
I'm
about
so
12
glad you
questions.
lost this list.
But-
God meant for you to just go right off the dome because I was not ready for this list.
Okay. Gigi, do you have another question?
Just hold that up. It is too low for the camera.
I need a drink.
Yeah,
This is beet juice mixed with a little Concord
She
grape.
being as honest as she can.
As she can.
As honest as she can.
As she can.
Did you have another question?
So, you got sugar all over the place.
That's why I was like, I can't wait to eat my beignet, but I don't want powder all over this black top.
I ate that beignet.
And it
So,
was good. I
It
enjoyed
was delicious. Cafe Du Monde. Delicious beignets. And
I'm
this
glad
shirt.
she changed her review because she said it was trash.
I said it was trash initially.
She said it was trash.
But as an adult, you have a right to change your mind. But I want to give a shout out to this customer.